Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. I'm your host, comedian Tracy Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, Noelle Herzog.
Hello.
Hi, this is episode 71, and we're going to talk about Before the 90 Days Tell-All, parts 1 and part 2, Noelle.
Oh, I'm fucking psyched.
Oh my God, Noelle, this is such a, we usually talk about things and we're like, oh, it's so boring, or it's and this is so meaty that I can't even believe it.
So let me tell you, every week I watch 90 Day Fiance like you, and I dread how long it is.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is so terrible. And this week it went by quick, these episodes.
Oh my God, it was the quickest. It was, I couldn't even wait for more. I was so excited.
I know, me too.
When Ed, before we get totally into it, when Ed was LOLing at David.
But it made me LOL.
It made me LOL so hard.
Yeah,
I was
Ed was very annoying and funny at the same time.
Oh my God. So funny. So now let's get into it because we don't even have time to waste.
No,
guys, if you are liking what you hear right now, make sure you're joining our Patreon at patreon.com/trash talk podcast, because we are going to have bonus episodes on 90 Day Fiance. We have our other podcast, BS Not Teen Mom Related. We have over 100 episodes of bonus content. If you join at the higher level, you get a free 90 Day Fiance magnet. Also, our 90 Day Fiance magnets are for sale at tracycarnazzo.com.
Ooh.
What? How exciting is this? Okay, so let's get into the tell-all. Part 1. We're going to start with part 1, and then we'll just keep going.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so the first thing that they do is they tell us that Jeffrey and Varya will not be joining us today.
Can you tell me why?
Okay, I don't know for sure, but I think it's because Jeffrey has a pending domestic violence case.
Ah, okay. Because I was not that I loved them so much, but I was looking forward to seeing them on there.
Well, Jeffrey claims that he's going to be doing his own kind of tell-all on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so Darcy is wearing a Britney Spears costume.
Oh my God, Tracy, that's the perfect explanation for it.
Right. And now Yolanda casually mentions that she has been in a coma for a month on a ventilator.
But and it happened in December too.
December 2nd. And now that the doctor is looking back, he's like, oh, maybe that was COVID.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Okay.
And she says it so casually.
It's okay. She's like, oh, hi, guys. I used to be on a ventilator. I was like, what? Yolanda, back up.
It's
also, I don't even remember hearing about that in the celebrity news that I follow.
No, I never heard any of that. I don't even think she made a big deal at all about it.
Well, I mean, she was in a coma. She can't really make a big deal.
When I got out of the coma, I would have made a very big deal about it.
Okay, same. I would have done all of the things that all the coma people do.
Right. I would have been like, I'm here.
Hello, I was in a coma. Hello, take a picture of me. So also, when Ed says, I'm in the Philippines, it's like when Noriega says it.
Oh, yeah.
What was that, Noelle? Did you just have a little baby stroke?
That's Super Thug. I was hearing it in my head.
When he's like, I'm in the Philippines. I was like, oh my God, that's like Noriega.
Yeah.
Also,
that's what you thought of.
Usman says that Lisa was 70% good at sex, and he said that that's not so bad because it's a B.
Okay. Tracy, because of this, because I rewatched part of this last night, I had a dream that Usman was my boyfriend last night.
Oh,
I just want you to know that.
I mean,
so everything's fine here.
That's never going to happen because you're not cool enough to have that happen to
I
you.
guess not, but I think
Only
I'm better than a
dreams. B. Okay, also 70% is not a B because I am a student right now, and that is definitely not a B. I
that's
think
a C, right? Yeah.
A C or a D. It's not good.
No,
that might be a D.
Oh.
So maybe he meant, and she said that he's 50% good. Maybe he meant she was 70 years old.
Yeah, I mean and she's not, right? And she looks like old AF.
She's 53, I think, or 52,
that
something
blows
like that.
my mind.
All right, so Avery and Ash, we're going to start with them because that's who they started with.
Yes.
And also, I want to say this. I watched a little bit. I have the raw, unedited 10-hour footage of this, and I watched a little bit of it, and they don't start with Avery and Ash. They start with David.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anyway, so Avery and Ash were supposed to be together for the tell-all, but they're not together for the tell-all. I guess Ash was supposed to be here in the United States.
Okay. So unpopular opinion. The more I watch them, the more I don't like Avery over Ash.
I don't know. I don't like both of them.
Yeah, listen, he's not great, but there's something deeply wrong with her. The more I watch her, the more I'm like, she's an EDP.
Really? See, I don't know. So she started talking in riddles, and I think it's because she is taking from him. Like she's like, yeah, you want to do that? I'll do that too.
That's true.
So they're like, so Sean's like, Avery, you were supposed to be with Ash for this. Why aren't you? And she's like, well, I stepped away.
It's like, but what does that mean?
Does it mean you stepped away and you like got some groceries?
She's always stepping away from him, though. Isn't that like her thing?
I guess so. So he said that he stepped away for good.
Right. So he dumped her, basically.
And she said that he lied to her face. That's what she said. And she said that her feeling was fading.
Right. So basically she's over it.
Right. So now Stephanie starts like jumping in here. But Avery said that she couldn't get a real perception of him because there were lots of red flags and he just didn't really, he wasn't real. And I got to tell you, I agree with her on that. I think that he puts on like some persona that like everything's good, everything's fine, he's amazing. And it's just like, just be a person.
Okay, I think that he's not a person. I don't think he's a malicious person. I think he's someone that tells people exactly what they want to hear because he's afraid of any negativity.
Yes, but also like that's not great.
No,
so she said that there were a ton of red flags, and so she's talking about the fight that they had before they met. That on his Instagram, only all of her pictures got deleted, and he was like, "No, that didn't happen." And she's like, it literally happened. He's like, it didn't happen. And it's like, is he gaslighting her?
I don't know. But that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Because then he's like, it didn't happen. So is she just nuts?
I don't know. So now she said that she was doing a diet. And I'm assuming it was like no sugar.
I don't know. I needed you to decipher this for me because these people are not clear at all.
No, they're not clear. So what happened was she was doing a diet and he said that he was doing it too. And then she saw that he was like drinking some kind of like tonic in the mornings.
Okay.
And he said that he's been drinking this for 20 years. It's his lemon ginger.
Right.
It's his glutamine drink.
So what does that mean?
I think it's just like, I don't know, some kind of drink that has sugar in it though.
Right. Okay. So I guess they're doing no sugar. Right.
Okay. So people are saying like, oh, you dumped him because he was drinking sugar. And I don't think that's what it was. I think that he's just so like he lies so much to just make everyone happy that like that was like it for her.
Right. It has nothing to do with the diet. Like, I understand that. It's like eventually it's like, man, if you are now lying about what you're eating, like this is crazy. Right.
Right. Kind of like, oh, now my boyfriend lies about what he had for lunch. Like he's just lying for fun now.
Right.
And that's what I don't like. So Lisa is their marriage counselor and she starts like, she's like, oh, Avery, that's not good. Avery, this is not good. I got to tell you, I didn't mind Lisa on this part of the tell-all.
No, some parts I didn't mind her. Other parts I hated her, but I did not mind her sometimes. She says that it's petty, basically.
Well, it was petty, but again, it's like that's not what it was really about.
Right.
And I understand that. Mm-hmm. So Avery said it was the best sex of her life. And he said, and he was like giddy about it. Before she said that, he was like so angry. And then all of a sudden he was like laughing and giggling.
What man wouldn't have had that reaction? You know what I mean?
I guess so. He said that if he wasn't married, then he's single. And that's why he had said that he was single.
You know what? I'll tell you the truth. I've heard so many women say the same thing.
Right. So she said that he talks to her in metaphors, which is
that's
100%.
It's so true. And you know what? He says actually so much. I don't get it.
And you know what's really funny? He said that she was like, they asked, did you cheat on her? And he goes, I couldn't cheat because she took all of my energy. I felt that a little bit, but...
Right.
But it was also like really, yeah. But it was also like really funny because he can't just say no, I didn't.
No, because he talks in metaphors. He always has to make sentences more complicated than they need to be.
Yes. So we need a translator for Ash. If we can get a translator, that'd be great. So he said that the breakup was super hard for him. And then at the end of the segment, they make him sit there and look at an engagement ring behind the scenes.
What the hell was the point of that? Because he was going to propose to her while she was there. Okay. Why is it even out now? Yeah, it's dumb.
Because they were like, do that, sit there, and like, so that we're kind of like seeing a secret.
Sure. Yeah, it was dumb.
Shut up. All right. So now let's talk about Ed and Rose. Rose wants a translator because she wants to yell a lot.
Her teeth are so white.
Her teeth were really white. She had good makeup. She had good lighting.
Yeah, she looks good.
And then all of a sudden we see Donatella Versace pop onto the screen.
Oh, okay. Poor Darcy. I don't know if she burned her hair off from all the bleach. And she felt, or maybe she was in quarantine and couldn't get her roots done and felt like she just needed a wig.
I don't know what's going on with Darcy, but I got to tell you something. I care for Darcy, like,
me too,
very, very sincerely.
I care for her also because as hurt as she is, she's so supportive of everyone else. She's so nice.
Yeah, she's so nice, and I want her to grow a little bit of a backbone. And I want her. She's so pretty. I want her to stop with the fillers. Grow her hair out, stop dyeing it, and just be you, Darcy. Like, you're beautiful.
Listen, I don't even mind the hair. It's the fillers. She's becoming a cartoon character.
Yeah, but all of the extensions, and then you can't brush it out. Like, it doesn't look good. Just be
authentic. You. Right.
Yes. So Rose reached out around Valentine's Day to Ed, she says. And I got to tell you, I couldn't figure out what was real and what wasn't because they were both lying, I think.
No, they were both lying. I think that at that point, maybe she was kind of like over it, but she was like, let me see if I can get anything out of him because those pictures weren't
because she had broken up with her girlfriend.
Right.
No, I think that she was dated. She said that she was dating a woman, right? And then they broke up.
Right.
So I think that maybe they chatted here and there, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you want to get me back? Why don't you send me something for Valentine's Day?"
You know, it bugged me the way that he, like, quote unquote outed her. Like, first of all, he did it like almost like dating a woman was wrong, and it's like, I don't care that she was dating a woman, but like maybe she also didn't want it blasted on national TV. I don't know. I don't like the way he did it.
No, I don't think so because he found out because she posted it on Instagram or something.
Right.
So I doubt that. So he said that he didn't message her. So Rose said that she didn't want to be rude, but he wouldn't stop messaging her. And he says that Rose wanted him back on February 9th. And she messaged him to get back together.
Right.
And Ed said, and this is a quote, "I was ready to give up my daughter."
It's like, why does he hate his daughter so much?
I don't know. And it's like, what? You didn't have to give up your daughter. When you get in a relation, like, are you dating your daughter?
Right. Why do you have to pick one or the other?
I don't know. So anyway, Rose has a girlfriend, and she said that she had a girlfriend, but they broke up.
Right.
And then she says that she's bisexual, and then all of a sudden, Stephanie and Erica pop on the screen.
Of course.
And it's like, yes, these people are also bisexual. Good for you guys
on
like,
TLC. Great. Right. Okay. So what? Right.
So her and her girlfriend broke up, and she said that Ed was asking for a second chance. And now they bring Ed's daughter, Tiffany, on. Her hair is the shiniest thing I've ever seen.
Listen, Tiffany's very pretty. Her hair is very shiny. She is a little bitch.
I mean, listen, you have to kind of like put yourself in her shoes for a second. Like, she doesn't know what's real. Her father is basically making Rose to be like this very malicious person. And he's giving her, basically trying to give Tiffany up for Rose. So like, you have to see where she's coming from.
Yeah, but I also think, hey, my father's trying to give me up for this woman. Like, maybe there's something wrong with my dad. Maybe it's not all Rose.
Right, but you don't think she thinks that? Of course she thinks that. So now she cries that he would give her up.
Right.
And she said that she can't support the relationship. And then she asked Rose if she really loved him. But then she got really nasty with Rose, and she goes, "Don't get a tone with me."
Right. And then, Rose starts crying, and she goes, "Ooh, I hit a nerve." And it's like, I want to hit you in the face.
Yeah. So she said that she dealt with him because she loved him. Rose said that.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I don't believe that Rose really was in love with Ed. I think that she was looking for an opportunity to come to the United States. I think that she was looking for a better life. And you know what? Listen, I'm not knocking her, but I think that's what was happening.
I think so too. And then I think she realized this man is not worth a better life.
Sure.
Yep.
So now the translator is not doing a great job. I will tell you that.
Why do they have to keep asking the translator to translate?
Right, but also she's not telling everything that Rose says.
No, she's not. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, it's like, hey, excuse me, translator, are you going to do your job that we paid you to do?
Right, so we're just going to sit here and hear her crying and not knowing what she's crying about.
Oh my God, awful. Okay, well, let me tell you. Tiffany said that Rose hid her past, and that's why. And then Rose says, he offered me to go on a sex video call with him. And Tiffany is appalled.
But what is that? I don't know what that is. Is that just meaning
Okay,
like
so
we're going to I'm going to like touch myself and show you? Like what does that mean?
I don't know. Well, Ed is annoyed, and he said it's a lie, and then this is what she said. She said that he said, open your video and get naked, I'll pay you money. That's what she meant.
Gross.
So he wanted her to get naked over video.
He is
but it's like you don't know if they've done that before, though. You don't know if this is just him like trying to revert back to like how their relationship used to be. You don't know that.
I just don't like the way that he treats her. I don't like the way he talks down to her and make it like he was so like her prince and then she like was only using him. Like he's the victim.
Yeah, absolutely. So now Yolanda from the pantry goes, wow.
From the pantry.
Why is she sitting in the pantry?
She is in
There's
the
like
pantry.
a mixing bowl behind her. There's a KitchenAid stand mixer behind her. She's like,
There
wow.
really is.
So he said that he wasn't wrong in asking for the STD test, but he said that he asked for it the wrong way. Okay, so here, this is what I have to say about this. So he said that he wasn't wrong because she was hiding her past. Okay, here's the thing. If you want someone to get an STD test, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Everyone has a past, right? You're assuming she has a child.
Right.
So obviously she's not a virgin, right? So if you want to get tested, if you both want to get tested, then just ask that. Not because she's lying about her past. So what if she said to you like, okay, well, my ex-boyfriend's name was Joe. I was with him for 4 years. He was abusive to me, and that's my past. So then she doesn't need an STD test?
Right. Or what if she was like, oh, hey, my ex-boyfriend's name was Joe and he was wonderful and we split up because we just didn't work out. It's like, so what does that her past relationship have to do with her having herpes or not? You know what I mean? Like,
is that the same? Right. Like, is that the same thing as an STD test? I don't understand. So
he
why
was
can't
using
you
that just to like as leverage.
To embarrass her.
Yep.
Because if you really wanted an STD test, I mean, just ask for it, right? So he said that on the leg shaving, he said that women in California laser their legs. So he was very confused.
Give me
It's just
break.
a cultural difference. Okay, Ed, you have been alone for 28 years. You have not seen one California leg.
No, you haven't seen one California leg. You haven't seen one Filipino leg either.
You've seen no legs.
No.
No legs. So please stop. So now she's sobbing.
I feel
and she doesn't accept the
so bad
apology.
for
And
her
she said
because
that he
she's really
lies
upset.
and that he totally embarrasses her. And honestly, Donatella sympathizes with Rose. And she tells Ed that he needs to do better. And Rose starts giggling.
Yeah,
Darcy's
I
so
don't think
nice
that
to
was
her.
real though. I think that was kind of just edited weird.
I think so too. So now he said that he lied about his height. And Darcy's like, okay, you lied about your height. That's not what I was talking about. You also lied about not wanting more kids.
Yep. But he won't take any accountability for any of that.
I know. Now, I got to tell you, this is where I loved Avery. Avery goes, have you had a problem in the past relying information correctly?
Right.
And he's like, yes, I have.
It's like, no way.
Okay, AKA, she's like, do you lie all the time? And
Right,
he's like,
because
yes,
I could tell.
do. So Lisa asked if he loved her, and Lisa said that he used her. And Ed calls her, he's like, listen, baby girl.
Ed was funny, but he was really disrespectful in some ways too.
Super disrespectful. So Ed said that Lisa was spreading a negative message about unprotected sex. And then, but Lisa's like, I got tested and he got tested and now he's my husband. What are you even talking about?
But then Tom goes, well, how was the shower with your father-in-law? That was very funny.
When he started explaining, he was like, listen, I didn't know if I was going to get naked. I didn't know if that rat like had slept in bed with me. I didn't know if I had hurt the rat.
Mm-hmm.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was really funny.
But then Tom makes a fat joke to Ed that was like not appropriate.
What did he say to him?
He was like, Ed, come on, let's get real. You haven't seen your feet in years.
Oh, I heard him say that, but I didn't catch it being a fat joke. I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it was a fat, and it's like, Tom.
Yeah, Tom was really a slime ball.
Tom, also, did you see yourself when you met Darcy? I'm just saying.
Yeah, seriously.
So then they asked Rose if she would ever talk to Ed again, and she said, I don't like nothing about Ed.
She doesn't want any connection to him, right?
No. And you know what? I think that Rose is traumatized. I think Donatella Versace is traumatized too. And I think they could both use some online therapy. And I'm using online therapy as well. I'm using BetterHelp online counseling, and so are you, Noelle. We love BetterHelp so much. And if something is interfering with your happiness, if your boyfriend is asking you for an STD test, if he's telling you that you need to shave your legs, all of these things, if something is preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp will help you with that because it is professional counseling. It's not self-help. This is professional. You can send a message to your counselor at any time, like even from the shower with your father-in-law.
Ooh.
Yeah, all without having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. BetterHelp is committed to getting you like great therapy matches. They make it easy and free to change your counselors if you need. And this is worldwide. It's so great. You can find a licensed professional counselor who specializes in depression, stress, anxiety, anything, relationships. Anything you share is confidential. And I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/fiance. Join over 800,000 people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance.
I love BetterHelp.
You know what? Honestly, same. And you know who else could use BetterHelp? Yolanda.
Yolanda needs it in a very bad way.
Okay, well, she started her Instagram account because she had lost a lot of weight and she wanted to start a weight loss account. And all of a sudden, Williams had DM'd her and she liked how he looked.
I like that she says he's respectful, not a scumbag.
Oh my God, that was so funny. I was like, I love how she's trying
she talks like us.
I know. And she liked how he looked. And then Donatella chimes and she's like, I totally understand.
Yeah, Darcy is so nice to everybody here. She's like very empathetic.
Yeah, absolutely. So Erica weighs in, and then David said she was asking for a scam. David, hush up, David.
Yeah, because we haven't even gotten to you yet, David.
Okay, so now her daughter Kara comes on, and we find out that he didn't have a phone, Williams. He couldn't video chat. And now the private investigator comes on.
Right.
And he said there weren't just red flags, there were red banners.
Listen, I've been there. We've all been there before, but she needs to stop being so clueless.
Yep. So now he said that the private eye thing said he was going for the long game and he was trying to do identity theft.
See, I didn't even know that was like, I mean, I knew identity theft was the thing, but I didn't know that's the way people went about it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
So David said that he never talks to a girl that he's never seen on camera and he never sends money.
Okay, well, you're lying.
David, do you ever have a really hard time getting your message across in a great way?
I hate him.
Have you ever had a problem relaying information correctly, David?
Seriously, David.
I think you're having that problem right now. And then the private investigator. You remember last time when we talked about this guy, I said, I think that maybe like more internet savvy people should be private investigators.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he goes, in my business, we call that a clue.
Listen, what are you going to do? You get what you pay for.
He takes his magnifying glass out and starts looking at William's Instagram account. Sean looks so good, side note.
Okay, Sean looks great. I also was like looking at her bookshelf in back of her. She had like the coolest like camel figurine. It was really nice.
Yeah, no, she's adorable. Now Erica comes in and Erica's like, hey, listen, Yolanda, it's not your fault.
Yes.
Nothing happened with the blackmail email. So that's
Right.
good. And the private investigator said that he can't find things because they're shut down accounts.
It's like, okay, well, what kind of PI are you? But okay.
Okay, so now Usman is like, listen, I'm from Nigeria.
He was very
I'm gonna
likable this episode.
He really was.
Yeah.
And they talk about William's voice accent.
Right.
And Yolanda's like, now that I think about it, he kind of sounded like Usman.
He sounded like Usman. It's dumb.
Oh my God. So Usman said that this is not a Nigerian.
No.
He said that, and then he was explaining Yahoo Boys and G-Men.
And that Williams isn't done with her.
Well, Lisa said that Williams isn't done with her. So Usman called Lisa a Yahoo lady because he's like, you know everything. So Lisa explains like how these scams work.
Right.
Because I'm sure that like a lot of people have tried to like pull her into these like straight up scams. She said that she gets hit up by 300 Yahoo Boys, like basically daily, all the time.
She has me beat. I think I've been hit by like 5 ever.
Right. But she's looking for a Nigerian boyfriend all the time. And so Usman said, call and see if my phone rings.
That
He's like,
was the highlight of the episode for me.
I know, but I just like how Usman was like, okay, that accent actually wasn't from my tribe.
Right. I guess
and
he
no
knows.
one in my tribe. I know, but he's like, no one in my tribe would do that. And it's like, shut up.
All right.
Usman.
I mean, you don't know that because you're doing it, Usman.
Seriously. So Lisa shuts Usman down.
She shuts him down the whole episode.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, on this part, I was like, good for you.
I know.
She's like schooling Yolanda in like a very like, listen, it's happened to me. This is what they do. Here is a stereotypical thing that happens here. This also happens. And Yolanda's like, oh my God, me too. And she's like, they don't give you a phone number. She's like, oh my God, I don't have a phone number for him.
Right. She just has Hangouts, the Hangouts app.
Right. So Sean calls him Usman the whole time.
Right. I know.
So she said that she talked to him in February and she really misses him.
Here's what bugs me. She still believes Williams is Williams.
Yes.
She is the Katy Perry catfish man on Catfish.
Yes, she is. On Catfish.
Yep.
Absolutely. If you guys don't know what she's talking about, there's an episode of Catfish where someone catfishes this guy and says they're Katy Perry and they prove it to him that it's not and he still doesn't believe it. He thinks that Katy Perry is lying.
Yeah. Like he was still messaging her afterwards. Like, haha, I know it's really you though.
Right. So now let's talk about Erica and Stephanie. Erica's friends are joining, right? And she said that she doesn't want to be friends with Stephanie. And okay, Noelle. Stephanie has greasy hair.
Stephanie always has greasy hair, Tracy.
But you're home.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just gross. She's gross. This part made me hate her. Why are her friends there? Why is any friends there too?
I don't know. So now they recap the fight where Stephanie threw like a glass bowl.
Right.
And that was like kind of and Teddy barks through this whole thing.
Yeah, I know. It's like, put the dog away.
I know, but also like someone put Ed on mute.
Yeah, that's true. You do that.
Yeah. So Stephanie thought that she was hiding something. Please.
Give me a break.
And now they're fighting. They're screaming about DMs. And her friend Jessica comes from Australia.
Right. She's really nice.
She is really nice. But Erica got so much top lip filler, like extra.
When I'm watching her talk, I'm like, she can't like move her lips very much anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot. So Stephanie's friends, Heather and Xander, come. And Steph's implying that Adam might make a move. So Stephanie's like, listen, I know that you like hooked up with your friend Adam.
Right.
And I'm not saying you would do anything, but what if you had slept at his house and like basically what she's saying is like, what if you slept at his house and he raped you?
That's what I was going to say. What is she like alluding to?
Like, if he does that, there's a bigger problem.
Right. Like, maybe she would just say, I'm not interested. Like, who cares? Do you know how many guys hit on us and we're like, no, thank you?
Yeah, you just say no, thank you. And then if they don't stop, then there's a bigger problem.
Right.
Yeah. So Erica's getting yelled at. And her friend Heather is screaming at Erica, and Erica's like, please stop, and she's like, well, I'm Italian, that's what I do, and then she keeps drinking.
And the thing is, like, people in our group are like, is this how Italians really act? And it's like, fuck no. That's ridiculous.
She was disgusting.
She was trash. She was bigger trash than anybody
wasted
on this season.
But she was also wasted.
She was, but you know what? Her and the guy, what's his name, Sanders, they were attacking
Xander.
her.
Yes. Well, why don't they shut off her camera?
Yeah, I don't know.
So Xander's like, you have a lot of secrets, honey.
It's like, what are you
And
talking
she's
about?
like-
Yeah, you know what, Xander? Also, I peeped your Twitter and you have 90 Day Fiance season 4 on there. And it's like, fuck off. You were on for 30 seconds of the tell-all.
So she said that she has intimacy issues. And Erica's like, listen, I wasn't talking about sex. I was just saying, like, I wanted affection.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Stephanie didn't even want me to stay in the same room with her.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I knew that happened once, but she made it seem basically like the whole time.
Yeah. So Sean brings up the speculation that Stephanie might be straight.
Yeah, which is not just speculation, it's fact.
Right. Well, there's that too. Okay. So then Stephanie says, and here's a quote. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to bring up my illness, but...
And then my eyes rolled into the back of my head.
And then I blacked out. So now they're screaming at her. They're screaming at her. Xander and Heather are screaming at Erica. Why didn't you Google her illness? Why didn't you Google her illness? And they're screaming at her. And they're like, and she's like, hey, stop yelling at me. And then Heather's like, oh, well, maybe I'm taking out my aggression of 40 days of no work.
But why did they allow this? Is it for the drama factor? Because all it did was disgust me.
Yeah. Well, Stephanie now is plugging her YouTube and is like, basically, if you wanted to know about me, you would have watched 400 of my most popular YouTube videos.
But she says she's not the person she projects like online. She pretends that she is online. Right. But now, if you want to get to know her, you should have watched her videos. So which is it?
Right. Also, and she would know from her videos that she chose to be celibate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. I hate her.
So now Sean is like, hey, Stephanie, did you post on social media that you worked in a strip club? And Stephanie's like, yes, I made a big mistake in my early 20s in Los Angeles.
Oh, I was all alone. I had no support.
Shut up.
Yeah, who cares?
Also, like, no one's shaming sex workers. Stop
right,
it.
But that's the thing. Nobody's shaming it. Own it. Who cares?
So Stephanie's like, listen, Erica, you thought that we were going to be together. You didn't even know my dad's name.
The fact that she called her a massive narcissist and saying that she was self-centered and egotistical, like I felt so bad for Erica because I never got that vibe from her.
She was projecting. She felt like Erica didn't take interest in her. Stephanie was absolutely obnoxious.
Yes.
And Lisa was comforting Erica, and Erica was crying, and she said that she does not want to be friends with Stephanie. And Erica feels like she was overpowered and she couldn't say what she wanted.
She
and
was.
That's absolutely right.
Yep,
she was.
She was. That poor girl had no closure.
Okay, so Erica's like 23 though, right?
She's pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty young. It's like, Stephanie, you can't expect a 23-year-old girl to just care about like obsessing about your illness.
But I think that, and that, like, for real, I think Erica loved her. I really do.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But you know, I was actually speaking to my mom about this yesterday. What do you think Stephanie was like to talk to online that anyone would even want to be friends with her?
You know, I was thinking that too, and I'm like, how different could she have been to her? But you know, it is a lot easier to be different when you're online. You could be a lot more open, a lot freer.
I know, but like, she is who she is at the end of the day. And it's like, how didn't her real personality come out at all?
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right, so Tom and Darcy.
Okay. He has so many decorative plates around him.
I can't take him.
I can't.
He lives in a dollhouse.
This is how you know he lives with his mom.
Exactly.
But Darcy has like 15 decorative pillows on her bed.
Oh,
so
well,
it's
she's
like,
just Darcy's laying on a fainting couch in a
know.
Britney Spears outfit.
I love her.
Tom said that she's looking good, and then we hear from Yolanda from the pantry, and she goes, "I was rooting for y'all."
Aww.
Guys, reporting from the pantry. Yolanda, what do you have to say about this?
Hold on, I'm just mixing up some brownies.
I'm organizing my measuring cups. Hold on, what were we doing? Are we doing this? tell all. So now Stacey and Raina come on. Those are, you remember, they were on, Raina was on like the first time.
Yep.
And she was like flirting with Tom.
That's what I was going to say. Wasn't she like hitting on him or something?
She was just being silly, I think.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, she was very supportive. So now he said that he couldn't call her for her birthday. Tom didn't call Darcy for her birthday because he had no signal. He was stuck somewhere where he had no signal.
If I had $1 for every time I was given that excuse.
Was Tom in an elevator for an entire day?
Yes, he was stuck in an elevator.
Was he in a coal mine?
Uh-huh. Maybe he had COVID or something. Who knows? In a coal mine.
Was he? I mean, what do you even mean?
No, I know. It's so dumb.
So Tom said that he didn't tell her that he was seeing someone because they blocked each other. And Raina takes out a vomit emoji that she made on a stick. I was like, that is amazing.
That was amazing. Why have I never thought of doing something like that?
I know. Tom is such a liar. He said that it would have been ridiculous to call her to tell her that he was seeing someone. He's like, yeah, what am I supposed to be like? Hey, Darcy, I'm at Fashion Week and I met someone.
I met someone in Milan. Shut up.
I met someone in Milan because I was traveling for Fashion Week because I'm very important. I was wearing my Fendi scarf. I met this woman. It's like, shut up, Tom.
She goes,
yes,
she would prefer
Tom.
honesty than that baloney bullshit. That's what I love.
That was so funny. Also, you make it so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what am I going to call you and tell you I'm cheating on you? Maybe don't cheat on her.
Yeah. How about just like don't meet someone else at a hotel lobby or whatever you were saying?
Doesn't he like sell wine or something? Why was he at Milan Fashion Week?
He acts like really like he has like some kind of in with fashion.
You live with your mom.
Listen, a Louis Vuitton scarf does not make a fashionista. I have news for you.
What if I have a Gucci bag?
I mean, listen, do you? But I don't think that you are front row in Fashion Week in Milan. I think he was outside.
Guess what? You're wrong because I have a Gucci bag and I get invitations constantly to fashion shows.
I do really like your Gucci bag.
Thank you, because people they message me. I actually get formal invitations that are written in calligraphy to sit front row in fashion shows because they're like, "Hello, Tracy. I heard that you bought a secondhand Gucci bag on Poshmark.
I love you.
Do you think that you could sit front row?
This isn't even sponsored, guys.
Do you think you could sit front row at Tom Ford's new show?" And I'm like, "Is it in Milan?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, obviously."
And then you're like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna fly though."
Can you guys carry me there? They're like, yes, we can. We did hear that you have a secondhand Gucci bag.
That's true, and you belong here.
So Tom's wearing the same outfit at the tell-all that he did when he broke up with Darcy. So he's wearing his good suit.
Okay, so he has one. He's that guy that has one good suit.
Yes. So now Darcy's like, whatever, revenge body.
But all
And
she did was show one part of her body.
I know. I'm like, Darcy, I can't see. You got to back up a little bit.
Right. All I'm seeing is just like your Spanx, Darcy.
He didn't know what he wanted, he said. And Darcy's super upset. And he said, you know, if I would have came into that meeting with Darcy in New York and she would have been like, Tom, please stop cheating on me. Please stop cheating on me. I want you to be with me. Please stop cheating on me. Maybe I would have still been together.
Here's what annoys me. He's like he always does this to her, and it's like he's like the purpose of me going there was to see like how I felt about her. Just like when he tried to get her to go with him to like I don't remember like South Africa, and it's like I would have proposed there. It's like what are you doing? The Canary Islands. Yes. Yeah. What are you doing?
How
to this poor
narcissistic
girl?
is he?
Yeah.
He's disgusting. So he said that he would have rang Shannon and told her that he was back with Darcy.
I'm sure you would have. You would have rang Shannon and been like, I can't make it this week. I'll be there in 2 weeks.
He lied to Shannon too, though. Because they're like, does Shannon know that you were in New York to see Darcy? He's like, no, of course not.
Yeah, you think?
Then he said that he loved Darcy. And then Shannon sent a note. And Shannon was like, hey, listen, here's the thing. He lied to me just like he lied to you. Who cares about Tom? Screw him.
Yeah, but you know what? What a class act. She could have been way nasty. And she was really nice.
No, she was nice because she was in the same position. Also, I heard that Shannon was engaged or something like that.
Really? I thought maybe you were saying that you heard the thunder outside of my house.
I did hear the thunder. So now Shannon, so he told her that he was single, and now Avery pops up on the screen, and Tom's like, I'm not willing to speak while Avery's there. because Avery and Tom have an issue, and then he shuts off his camera. Fake shuts off his camera.
Right. It's like, what? And I'm like, did he just shut off his video? Like, what's happening here?
Yes, that's he shut off his video for a second. So now we're on to part 2. Can you believe we're 40 minutes in and we're only on part 2?
No, I can't. And I have to tell you, part 1 definitely is what got me, but part 2 was pretty good too.
Part 2 is good, but part 1 was way longer.
Yes.
Way longer. Okay, so now part 2, we find out that Tom started hitting on Avery, and then he basically, he didn't send screenshots to Ash, but he told Ash.
Right.
He basically was like, "Oh, hey Ash, I heard that that Avery's single. She told me when I asked her for dinner."
Right. It's like, okay. I mean, I don't know. There was something really off about all of this.
Right. So now someone said that Ash asked Tom to hit on her.
Right.
To see if she would say yes. So that could also be right. So Darcy said that Tom is super deceptive.
I think Avery's mad she got caught.
You think Avery wanted to go out with Tom?
I do. The way she was acting, she did not have a straight story. She was like, "Oh, I told him nothing was gonna happen, but that like we could go out to dinner." Just the way she was spinning it, it's like, no.
I know. You know, we really do have to watch the raw footage.
I
though,
know.
Because I got to see how they edited this. Okay, so Tom comes back smoking a stogie.
Well, that's what solves everything.
So he said, he's like, "I could do whatever I want. I could ask whoever I want out."
Right. Well, he also asked Lisa out.
So yeah, right. So now Tom said that Ash told Avery that Tom had screenshotted the conversation, and he said, "No, I didn't." So now Ash said, "No, I lied to Avery to get her to confess," and everyone's annoyed at Tom basically.
Right.
And Tom goes, "Well, I was just being pleasant."
Yeah, I don't know. I think you were being a slime ball, actually.
So now Tom said that he hit on Stephanie too. And they're like, "So you asked Stephanie out too?" And he's like, "Yeah, but she's hot. I would love to go out with her."
Yeah, ew. The way he was saying it was just like, ew.
Creepy.
Yes.
So now Lisa defends Tom. And Lisa's like, "Listen, he asked me out too, like just like friendly."
Right.
And Lisa wants Avery to apologize to Tom for saying that. But like, why does she'd have to apologize? That's what she was told.
But also,
Avery,
like, why is this even a story? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Is Tom drunk? Tom
There's
is drunk
something
in
wrong
this.
with him, or he's on some kind of pill or something. He's like out of
Yeah,
it.
he's taunting Darcy, and he messaged Lisa and said that she's very attractive as well.
Right.
And this is what bothered me about this.
Okay.
Because they were like, see, he even asked Lisa out. And it's like, what?
Right.
What are you trying to say about Lisa? Like, he even asked old, ugly Lisa out.
No, you're right. And you know what? Now, you saying that made me remember I read a tweet from Jeffrey, and he was saying that if he's like, if I was older, like, I would get with Lisa. She's so hot. And it's like, oh, that's nice.
I got to tell you, I felt bad for Lisa because he was
right,
because
they were
Lisa
like,
wasn't
oh,
good enough.
even Lisa got a bone.
Even ugly, disgusting.
Right.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
And then everyone kind of agreed on it. And I was like, oh my God.
I know.
Like, could you imagine if they were like, they even asked Noelle out?
Right. And it's like, what am I, a
Oh,
monster, you know?
Even you? Yeah, no, not nice. I don't like it. So now we get to like a pretty good part. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. We get into Lisa and Usman.
Okay. I had a little trouble following some parts of this.
Okay, I got you. Okay. First of all, Lisa said she had a fairy tale wedding.
It was everything she wanted it to be.
I would love to have seen her vision board.
But that's what I mean. That's everything you wanted your wedding to be? From Wires or Us or Wires of the World?
She's like, "I've always wanted to get married in some office building that was really run down.
With no air conditioning.
Oh my God. So Sean says that they have broken up a few times. And she's like, no. That's just on social media. We just like block each other.
Right. It's like, what?
So now Usman says, okay, this is what I don't understand. He's like, do all American ladies say anything when they're mad? And then she threatens to hang up.
This is what I don't understand. He said something and she got like really triggered.
Okay, so she said that American women are vile. She's like, and you know that because you know what's in your DMs. And American women like throw themselves at you.
It's like, what?
I don't know, but she said, I'm going to call a spade here.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's even like she wasn't using it correctly.
No, I know.
So he said that he blocks her a lot, and she's like, and he said, but she taught me how to block her, so that's like it's her fault.
Right. But it's like, what? I don't understand any of this. But I like that Big Ed is saying that he respects Usman.
Ed loves Usman and
Yeah.
calls Lisa a bull in a china shop. Again, not the right term.
I know. What does that have to do with anything? Listen, a guy was in my house yesterday setting up an air conditioner. He knocked everything over. That's a bull in a china shop.
That is a bull in a china shop.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa is mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Lisa's mean and kind of controlling.
So now Lisa calls Ed out for being a liar. And then Ed tells Usman, there are nicer women in this world. You don't have to do this.
Listen, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. So Avery said, not all women are like that. And then Lisa looks at her and goes, that's why Ash dumped you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, good one.
Okay, now this is the best part. Ed goes, you treated him like a little goat. And Lisa goes, this is a sick burn. You ready?
Uh-huh.
She goes, you're the goat.
I love it. I love it. She bugs out. She bugs.
That was so funny because none of this makes any sense.
And Big Head is like, run, Usman, run.
And then she blasts Ed. She goes, you're asking her to shave your legs. You look like a bum. And so he said, Usman says that Lisa attacks any lady that texts him. And now we hear from Yolanda from the pantry. And Yolanda goes, oh no.
She's very quick, that one.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
So now this is what you're confused about. Lisa said that he hangs out with prostitutes.
This is what I'm confused about.
Okay. Usman said that Lisa hangs out with prostitutes. And she's like, no. I promote male strippers on my Instagram and female strippers. So this is what I follow Lisa on Instagram.
Okay.
Lisa will post like some guy's selfie in his car.
Okay.
Like he's like trying to like post like a sexy
and they
picture.
pay her like $10 to do it or something.
Right. Yeah. And she'll like post it and be like, this is my friend, Dan.
Okay.
Just go follow him.
Okay. Now it makes a little more sense. Because I'm like, I don't understand this. Then he's talking to porn stars. Like, huh?
Okay. So I guess maybe he was like, oh, maybe I'll get promoted that way. So she said that he's talking to a porn star. So there's some porn star or whatever that has a lot of followers that posted Usman.
Oh.
And they like chat sometimes.
Right.
And she posts him. So he's nice to her because he wants her to post him.
But Lisa says she's not a good porn star.
She's not even good at it.
Oh, it's so funny.
Now we find out that he can have up to 4 wives, but he's only going to take another wife if Lisa cannot give him a child.
Listen, she can't tote it. She can't tote it.
She's 53 and she said she understands. But she said if he takes 4 wives, she will take 3 other husbands.
It's like, okay, I'm sure you will. Well, that's right. She has like 100 men waiting for her. Tom being one of them.
Right. Apparently. So he said that there's absolutely no compromise on that. And that's how it goes. But the woman that he marries or the women that he is going to marry, they have to be from his hometown.
Here's the thing. He's got some balls on Zoom because he would never say this to her face.
I don't know. So she was like, well, that's fine. As long as he can provide for me, pay my bills, then he could have another wife.
Yeah, I fuck with that. I could do that.
Okay, but it's not.
But it's not legal.
Like, this doesn't make,
right. I think that's why she's kind of like whatever because it's not even legal anyway.
But here's the problem. So now he says, if Lisa could give me a child, then I won't take another wife.
Right.
That's kind of like me saying, like, well, if I could be 16 again, then I won't cheat on my boyfriend.
Right. Doesn't make sense. Now that you say it like that.
Right. They're fighting. And he says that he has no intention of living in the U.S. So Sean's like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So are you moving to Nigeria? And she goes, that is something very personal between him and I.
Right. And he's saying the future depends on Lisa. And it's like, whoa. He was saying he
Okay.
wanted to come to the land of Trump and opportunity. And now
Right.
he doesn't want to be here.
Right. So I am assuming that he's over her, or
Yeah.
this is what happened. I think that something happened where he's not going to be able to get a visa to come over.
Oh, okay.
So now he's like, I have to stay here and marry another woman from my tribe, but you could come here and live if you'd like.
I mean, I guess it's a lot of things. Maybe he, like, his family was really like, okay, this is terrible. Or maybe they were like, you don't want to go to America, because I know that he's very afraid of what could happen to him here. So I don't know.
I don't know. I really think that because remember, they didn't even apply for a visa. They were going to apply for a spousal visa. So I don't think I think he had a problem with that.
Okay, interesting.
That's my assumption. So now we're going to go to David.
Mm-hmm.
So David tries to chat with Lana through the website, but she's not online. So we can't have Lana join us via text message.
And they haven't spoken in 6 days.
Well, this is the first one that they taped. Remember
Right,
this?
right.
Okay, so now it's been 6 days since they spoke, and she can't talk on the phone because she doesn't speak English. Hello.
The way he says it, too, is like, she can't talk on the phone. It's like, huh?
She can't even make noises.
Right.
So she's not telling him what's going on, and now they're showing the footage of when they first meet, and he's crying.
Ugh. He was wiping away tears, saying,
Ed looks disgusted.
Ed is appalled. He is appalled.
Ed has never been on a paid website because they're scams, and they have, and also, but then he says, and also they've never worked for me.
Right. Huh?
So which one is it, Ed? Have you never
Right.
been on a paid website, or has a paid website never worked for you?
Right. So it's like, which is it? These men are all slime balls on this show.
They're very sick. So she's still on the website talking to her friends, but it's just her friends.
No, she's just on there talking to her friends, all of her male friends that send her money.
Just like 100 of her best 70-year-old American male friends.
That she doesn't get paid to talk to.
She doesn't get paid to talk to them at all. The money goes to charity, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think so, too.
So Tom said that he could go on and talk to her right now.
Which is very
and
funny.
David's like, and Tom's like, actually, I think I'm going to.
Maybe I will.
He's like, I'm logging in. I'm just going to shut my camera off real quick. David said that they are her only friends.
Okay, but doesn't she have like a sister?
No,
Oh, okay,
no.
good. Okay.
No. He pays to be on the websites to avoid being scammed. Now, we find out 1994, 1995, he used to get mail order catalogs.
Tracy, I blacked out. When this all started, I'm like, oh, okay, so he isn't just the guy who like is just looking for love overseas.
No.
He is basically a human trafficker.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So he said that he's been to the Ukraine 20 plus times.
Like, he's disgusting. He is disgusting.
So he said what happens in the mail order thing is that you invite the girl, you say, I'm going to invite you to the social.
Right.
And then you go to the Ukraine and you see if she shows up. And he said, and this is a quote, it's an amazing adventure.
It's disgusting. And he says he spent about $250,000 on this.
Yeah, well, she also, and this is, I totally understand, Lana. She couldn't use her iPhone because her nails are too long.
Oh, her nails get in the way.
Ed is going insane.
Ed lost it. This has put Big Ed over the edge.
He can't believe it. He's screaming. He's wailing.
But David is angies now. David is so angry.
Ed right now is the GOAT.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. He can't handle what's happening. David's like, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
She doesn't like using the iPhone on the show. Just watch the show. She doesn't like it.
Oh, it was so funny. It was very funny.
David's screaming at Ed and he threatens to leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then something even better happens.
Caesar joins.
Could you even believe it?
It's like, what is happening? My mind melted when Caesar joined.
Caesar has a wire on his ear like he is doing security at a party in the Hamptons.
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. It's like, I think there's an uninvited guest here. I don't know if he's on the
like,
list.
do you see David on the list? He said that he's been to the Ukraine 20 plus times. No, okay. So now, Caesar said that Lana should have gotten off the websites because now Caesar's coming in not as anything else but an expert on mail order brides.
I mean, listen, he's not wrong.
So David talked to Maria, Caesar's ex-girlfriend, 5 years ago for 30 minutes.
But she was too high maintenance for him.
Okay. David said that he's spoken to over 1,000 women on these sites, but yet he remembers Maria very specifically.
Mm-hmm.
He remembers a 30-minute conversation from 5 years ago.
He's an asshole. Maybe he has a log.
He's a creep. So he said way too high maintenance. Caesar said girls on the site talk to many men. It's just totally okay.
It's a business.
Caesar said that he met Maria and he got very small kisses.
Just very small ones. No tongue kisses.
David got a real kiss from Lana, though.
Gross. But he didn't get anything else.
So then Usman is like, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. She did not seem into it. Her body language was off. And they were all like, hey, don't say that. And he's like, no,
yeah,
I need to say it because I'm worried about him. So now Stephanie said women from the Ukraine are very cold. She's like, I know because I'm from Czech Republic. And I wish they would have shown Erica being like, yeah, she's the coldest. She's frozen.
But then I'm like, oh, this all makes sense. Okay.
It does. So now Stephanie reveals that her mother married her dad for a green card.
Yeah, in the 80s. Interesting.
Yep. So Yolanda said that he's getting scammed. Did you hear me? Did you hear what I just said?
Uh-huh. Yolanda said it. Mm-hmm.
Say it one more time.
Yolanda said that David's getting scammed.
Okay, cool. David, now this is the biggest reveal of the entire episode.
Yes.
David said that they're still engaged, but they're not together anymore.
Okay. I had an ex-boyfriend. He said to me, when I said it, I meant it, but it doesn't mean that I wasn't lying. I never forgot that quote because what the hell does that mean? That's what he said. That's what David said.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? We're engaged, but we're not together.
David said, I'm not cold,
but
it's also cold.
But it's cold in
and
here.
I am.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
I don't even know what to say.
You know what bothers me about him? You could tell. No, I know. But like at some points he has these flashes of like serious rage that like comes out.
Yes.
It scares me.
Like he's the kind of guy who would like kill a hooker by accident.
Yes. Yes.
He'd be like, I don't know what came over me. And then he like sits in the hotel room and just cries hysterically.
Yes.
Like, why did I do that?
That's him.
Why did I do that?
That's him. That was really good.
Guys, okay. So here's the thing. At the end, Sean did say, she was like, join us next week for the conclusion. What does that mean?
So I thought that's what happened. And then I was like, maybe I'm hallucinating because I've been watching this for 10 hours. But I looked on the guide and I didn't see it. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I hope not. But you really never know. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Make sure that you're watching The Other Way because there is another episode coming about The Other Way. And also, we're going to be covering Happily Ever After.
That's right.
Who's ready for it? Side note, a little bit of gossip that's going on. So there's another 90 Day Fiance show called 90 Day Fiance Strikes Back.
Right. That's what you were telling me
about. And apparently, Lisa was fired today because they pulled up that she says the N-word.
Oh, yes. Yep. Is that disgusting or what?
I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see what happens. Guys, make sure that if you're listening to this podcast, you're giving us a 5-star rating and an amazing review on whatever platform that you listen to us. And join our group. We want to talk to you. Come on to Facebook and join 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk because we have a ton of fun in there. And we get to talk about everything related to the podcast and the show. Also, if you're listening to this, make sure that you are doing something in your community to support the Black Lives Matter movement, support everyone. The world is going through a really hard time right now. And as always, I will remind you, this is not a political issue. This is a human's right issue. Make sure that you're supporting every single person.
That's right.
And right now, the Black community, they need us.
Yes. So let's do the right thing.
Let's do it, guys. Make sure you're following me at Trixie Tuzini, TrixieTuzzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you could go to tracycarnazzo.com for any of my upcoming shows that are on Zoom. You could also go there for any merch and also all of my other podcasts, which I have another podcast called Only in New York. And we had Cypher Sounds from Hot 97 on this week. And he tells stories about Little Kim, about Biggie Smalls.
I can't wait
about
to listen.
About Rihanna. It's really great. It's out now.
Wait.
So, oh my God. Thank you, Noelle. Noelle, where could we find you?
You can find me at Noe Girl on Twitter or Noe_Bear810 on Instagram.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.